everyone, it's Emily here, and it is the final week of NaNoWriMo. Can you believe that it's actually here? Like, it's the end. We're almost at the end. We're almost there. Are you nervous? I'm kind of nervous. So, I am still a little bit behind. Last night, I hit 36,000 words, and the goal for today is supposed to be 40,000 words. So, I'm kind of behind, but hopefully, I can push through and get caught up and get the 50,000. If you are kind of like me and you're starting to get a little bit nervous seeing the end, even though I'm not crazy behind, I still always have that little thing in the back of my mind of like, oh my gosh, what if this is the year you don't hit 50,000 words? Or whatever it is that your goal is for the month. And it's slightly terrifying. So I am going to give you some tricks and just some dirty tips just to kind of get that word count boosted up a bit. So one of the things I do all the time is I do summaries of scenes and chapters. I'm a big outliner. I like knowing what's going to happen to my story as it goes. And so when I go into a scene, more often than not, I have a general idea of where I want to go with it. But sometimes the words just are not coming. And I'll sit there and looking at the screen and it just isn't happening. And so what I'll do instead is I'll write a quick paragraph or two summarizing what's going to happen. So that way I have words on the page, but I can keep moving on. So just write a paragraph or two of the scene or the chapter you're stuck on, just saying, this is going to happen here, something along these lines, and then keep going, and you can still keep that in your word count. Another reason why sometimes I get stuck is I wonder, is this plot point really going to work in my story? Does this fit the characters? Does this fit my story? And some things my friends are always having to remind me is that nothing is permanent. This doesn't have to stay in your final draft. If this doesn't work, you can delete it later. Just don't delete it now. Keep whatever it is that you're working on, even if it's awful, keep it in for now, and then later when you're editing and revising, you can go back later, so that way you just keep moving and not get stuck worrying, is this really going to work, is this good or not? I also say, go ahead and skip ahead. I prefer writing in order of what's going to happen, but sometimes there's just scenes I can't do, which is why I do the summaries, and I just skip ahead to the scenes that I see perfectly in my head. And that way I can just get those out, flesh them out as much as I want, make them as wordy as I want, and then later I can go back to those other scenes and then adjust the ones I've already worked on accordingly to what is going to happen before. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's okay to skip ahead. I'm giving you permission to skip ahead. And my final trick is, it's pretty dirty, but guys, let's just say if you dirty up your novel, it really brings up your word count, if you know what I mean. So, those are my tips for week 4. Are you kind of freaking out the way I'm freaking out? Because I'm kind of freaking out, and I'm a little bit nervous, and I should probably stop filming so I can get back to writing. Those of you who do these videos every day, I don't know how you do it, because I don't have the time, because I need to write. Anyway, see you next week at the finish line. You can do it. Now go write.